Jai Jinendra, Namaste. My name is Sayyam Jain. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve the third question of the problem solving series, which is based on arrays. So let's begin. Find minimum distance between two numbers in an array. This question has been asked in Paytm and Amazon, and the difficulty level for this question is also easy. So suppose this is the array, 5, 3, 2, 1, 7 are the elements of it. We need to find the minimum distance between 3 and 7. So here what we mean with distance is the index based distance. So the 3 is placed at index 1 and 7 is placed at index 4 if we start with 0 as an index. So the distance between 7 and 3 is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So the answer is 3. This is the minimum distance. Here 4, 9, 2, 4, x is 4 and y is 2. We can see there are two 4s. But what would be the minimum distance between 2 and 4? So the minimum distance between 2 and 4 would be 3 minus 2 or 2 minus 3, the absolute distance, that is 1. Similarly, in this question, we need to find the minimum distance between 1 and 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can say that the distance between 1 and 2 is 4 minus 0, 4. But that is not the minimum distance. The minimum distance is with the 4th index and the 5th index. So the minimum distance is 1 again. How do we solve this? What is the intuition? So this is an array, we can traverse the array, we can find out 1, we can find out 2, and we can find the distance between them, between the index of both 1 and 2. But will it be minimum? No, it may not be minimum. So how do we ensure that the distance between the x and y index is minimum? We can again use the max variable approach. What we can do is, we can have two loops and we can fix one part of the loop and we can start traversing the other loop. So if we have int max value or mean in this case, int mean as, let's assign it as int max, and now we traverse the array and we traverse the array again from I plus 1 to n minus 1. So here, if ai equal to x and aj equal to y, or ai equal to y and aj equal to x, we will be sure that we have both the index, either ai is x or aj is y, aj is x, and if ai is y, aj can be y. So for example, if x is 3, this is ai, then we get the aj as 1. So in this way, this should be fulfilled. It could be otherwise also. For example, if aj is y, ai is y and aj is 2. So we have considered both the cases here. Now we can have mean is equal to minimum of mean comma I minus j absolute close this, close this, close this, and return mean. So what we have done here, this part of the logic. We have found the minimum of the mean and the absolute value of I minus j. For example, let's take the example of the third case. If we dry run this logic over the third one. So this loop will be running and AI would be 1, and then we will be traversing j from 3 to 1, or x is 1, j's index would increase and we will get j as 3, so j is not equal to y, j will be 1, x is ai is 1, aj is 1, the condition is not fulfilled, ai is 1, aj is 4, condition is not fulfilled, ai is 1, aj is 2, we have got both of them, so this condition gets fulfilled over here. Now minimum is minimum of mean. What is the minimum value of mean now? Int max, which is the maximum value it can have. Consider it as infinity. So minimum of infinity plus absolute of I minus j. What is I minus j? I minus j are the indexes of x and y. So the index of I is the 1 and j is 4. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. We are taking the absolute value. So this becomes 3. So minimum of infinity and 3 is 3. So what happened? We got the mean as 3. So is it the answer? No. We have to traverse the both the inner and outer loops. So similarly it would go for all the arrays, all the elements of the array, and when it will come, when the I comes over here, I becomes 2, I becomes the 4th index and j comes to the 5th index. That point of time the minimum value would be index of I minus j, 4 minus 5, that is mean is equal to 4 minus 5, absolute of 4 minus 5, that is 1. Whatever the value of mean has happened, that won't be lesser than 1. So at the end we will get the minimum distance between the two numbers in the array. So this is one of the approach. Is this an optimal approach? What is the time complexity for this? We are traversing the array twice with the inner loop inside it. So the time complexity is n squared. Do we have an optimal approach? Do we have an approach of order n where we can get the answer? Yes. This is the optimal approach with order and time complexity. So what have we done here now? In the previous approach, we had to traverse the loop twice and we have to find x and y in the array. So we had to fix this. But how did we make the traversal once and get our answer? So what have we done is we have used another variable p and we have assigned it to -1. This in mean distance was there previously also. Now this p, assigning this p to -1, we are traversing the loop and we are checking the element, either it is x or y. If we find any of them, then we check whether the value of p is still -1 or not. For example, 53217, we are traversing this loop. When we reach the first index, that is 3, ai is equal to 3, then what would be the value of p? P would be -1. We will understand that this is the first time we have found the element in an array. Either it is x or y, we have got them. So this will signify this. So what will happen that we won't go inside it. We will make the value of p as I. So we have got the first index, either x or y. We have found the value of p. Now we will again search and go to the next index 2. We don't need 2. We don't need 1. When ai equal to 7, we find the yth number in the array. Then it would come over this section, and we will check if p is equal to -1 or not. P is not equal to -1. We have stored the value already, and we will check that if ai is equal to p or not. So what is the value of p? P has the ith index. That means in this case it is 3. So the value of p is a1, and that is 3. And what is the value of ai now? The value of ai is 7. So both of them are not the same value. We have made this condition. So we will be entering to this part of the code, and we will find the minimum distance. What is the minimum distance here? I minus p. That means the first index minus the fourth index. 4 minus 1. That is 3. And the minimum distance is max. So this would be absolute of I minus p. Got it? So we'll have our value. Let's run it for this case here. So what is the intuition? We are storing the value of one of the index in p, and with this storing we are skipping the traversal of one of extra traversal inside the array. This p value is assigned as -1, and whenever we get any of the element, we store it, and then we keep on comparing whether the element that we have found again is the previous element or not. If we dry run it for this case, this optimal approach would be clear to you. So we come over here. So for this example, we need to find what was the value of x and y. I think it was x was 1 and y was 2, right? So we need to find the minimum distance between 1 and 2. So the minimum distance between 1 and 2 is 1. We know this would be the minimum distance. So how our code will do it? So p is equal to -1. When we reach over here, that time p will become equal to 0. We got this because p value was -1. It will come over this condition in the first case itself. Then when we go to this it won't satisfy. When we reach over here, again ai equal to x, so it would come over this condition. But in this case ai is equal to p. The p's index a0 is equal to a2, so it will not come inside this. Again we will be traversing this 4, again it will be traversing 2. Now in this case, the minimum this ai equal to y, so a4 will be equal to 2. So this will be this condition will be satisfied, and p is not equal to -1. What was the previous value of p? P's value was I. That means this one, p's value was the last time when we found the element. So p's value is 2 and i's value is 4. So a of 2 is 1 and a of 4 is 2. So they are not equal, so it will come inside this. And what would be the minimum value? Minimum of I minus p, minimum distance, that was max value, infinity. So we will get our minimum distance as 4 minus 2, that is 2. So we have got the minimum distance as 2, but our traversal is not complete yet. What would be the next value of p? P's value would become the fourth index, the latest value, that is 4. Now when we will come over here, we have again got ai equal to x. This condition is satisfied. And now p is not equal to -1 and ai is equal to p. So a4 is equal to, what is the value of a4? A4 value is 2. And what is the value of a5? A5 value is 1. Are they equal? No, they are not. So it will come again over here. So minimum distance between I minus P. That means 5 minus 4. That is 1. And what was the previous value? 2. So what is the minimum value? Minimum of 1 and 2? The minimum of 1 and 2 is 1. So that will be our answer. So in this way we can solve this question in order of n time complexity. Is there any edge case? Is there any case where this result will be wrong? Yes. What if we don't find x and y in this array? What would be the output for this code? If suppose x is 3 and y is 7 and we don't have this 7 over here, we have 6, then it will never come into this part of the code. So what would be the value of the minimum distance? It would be int max. So you need to ask the interviewer what should be returned. So if minimum distance equal to int max, so if the interviewer says return -1 or anything, assuming he says return -1, we need to return -1. Now this code is complete. Let's go to the code walkthrough section. I would request you to see the question in the description section and try it yourself and then come back to my
Here is the code walkthrough section. So we have taken the name of the variable as previous element index instead of P, because this signifies the previous element should not be equal to the current element. So we should make a practice of taking the meaningful name of the variable, because it is very important in the industry experience also, so that the one who is checking your code understands your logic. Otherwise it will be difficult for the other person to understand it. So interviewer notices this kind of things, and you should make the practice of taking the right variable name. So also you can see here the conditions that if there are no elements, we don't have any two elements x and y, then what should be returning? It's -1, the edge case. So we have taken this, and the logic is already explained. So let me just run it. So it's working fine. Let me submit it. Successfully submitted. So let me know in the comment section how was the explanation, and see you also in the next video where we'll be solving the 4th question. Jai Jinendra.